with game. As a matter of fact, like I've been telling now before, this now a new edition. This way don't come. Now a new platform. This way you can what we call one-on-one Kutubu Koroma. We go be 60 minutes. In a special program. This. So today, this of course, the second one. This today I get a guest from Holland. Mr. Vandi Mansaray, we na the chairman for the SLPP na Holland in the other branches that we did. There are lots of issues there we SLPP involving even the chairman, Dr. Sadi. We see them in Holland CID and other things. So what one being a chairman for the Holland branch? For let it tell we waiting at this skirmish is there, so we SLPP go to why this infighting there. So if they ever it make it always reflect on waiting the meet SLPP in 1967 with this same thing. Mr. Mansaray, welcome, sir. You will take on this, sir.
Thank you very much, Kutubu, for having me tonight. The SLPP, we don't do our own underground investigation as to waiting at the main cause, the main thing for take attribute the infighting to. And the understanding we done together from plenty of the sources to deal with, including key figures in the party, now that somebody they inside the party, we don't go over ambitious. Which I mean by that, the person actually they in pole position in both government and party, but the person not still pleased with that. The person want a position where the president deserve in both party and the government. So because of this and the fact that you don't realize Dr. Hadin a big obstacle to inside the party, they use a current position in both the party and government for sort of subdue Dr. Hadin. But in order for use due process of law, because when you use due process of law, of course, you get for sure some regard for democracy, and in that case, you get for attached value, of course, to the use of the SBS, the secret ballot system. By that, I mean, you get for be patient enough for wait, or you go out campaign, use every available resources you get for campaign to the one that we will call delegate for go, and use the SBS, like I said, the secret ballot system for go vote their conscience, and then see Dr. Hadin out. The person also say this not able work. Why? Dr. Hadin not to begin inside Salone politics. They sabi very well. They sabi play a game, and they don't have a lot inside the party. And the party sabi and they know CS they with the party within all. I mean, a time, a resource, an energy, and things that we take commit to party affairs. And because of this, the party they BNM. When I say the party they BNM, delegates and we and choose somebody for be somebody inside the party, then they BNM. I mean, it don't really matter the kind of money somebody use for can sway, then delegates them against Dr. Hadin enable. So now this person don't see inside this party. They say, well, the way out, Dr. Hadin, if we say we go to the post, no enable, but we get for use one means for Ebola. Than a physical violence for subdue them. Either we kill them or we turn them incapacitated to enable run for any office again inside the party or even in government. That exactly is one of the things responsible.
All right, let just punctuate you on that with you yourself. So the question is, waiting at the problem with a political setting when a one man one vote, where the process open to every member. When I say every member, people they're more than good standing with the pay they use and me and say democracy. Now one that way they reflect the legitimate aspirations of the citizens, meaning that one man one vote. You go decide whether you want to the validity of the sanctity of the ballot box. Waiting pernicious about that, especially you live in Europe, so you see how democracy works. Why this not applicable to in Africa? Why all the rank of discrimination also?
Well, I believe the first thing within our Holland, for example, inside Holland, I mean, Yana place society, I mean, the society advance. We believe, for example, in the use of an aspect of conspiracy theory we call surveillance. We get cameras outside, including inside the kitchen, for determine whether I don't mistakenly use a teaspoon for fried fish. You know, these kind of systems not they in place inside Salone. So inside Salone or elsewhere in Africa, somebody of public trust, somebody within governance, somebody within political party get find high position in political party and government can always abuse that imposition because he believes yes, camera no dey for detect am, and if camera no dey for detect am, of course maybe it's not dey for report am because if you report am camera no dey for detect am, evidence no dey, investigating the person will be very very hard. And so because of this we can realize say some of them will key figures and are people that will not get any regard at all for democratic values, like for allow people them to really go out and vote. I mean, completely free of bias, free of violence, free of intimidation. So they always can use their positions them for intimidate people, like for raise fear in them. So come polling day, for example, people at the phrase say, hey, vote me. This year, so this person here, so they say don't send people around out. If you go realize, you know, they be in this person, I'm going to get for subject you to violence. You know, so those things. Now that make we side, we not see free, we not see anything like democracy. People always get for use them positions for use of the powers of democracy because nothing not they for detect says the NEPA do wrongs in society. And even if it detects things and they for detect, I mean, again, people can be so influential in these societies that even if you detect say NEPA do wrong, you report them. Uh, People not go use appropriate measures to see them punished accordingly.
How in good conscience SLPP would lay any moral claims of having the antecedents over APC? Say how in good conscience you say then I'm a more democratic party, then believe in the rule of law, then believe in the democratic, practices and or norms past, APC based on your narratives and also. So how you will convince me?
Well, based on especially what we see happen on June 29 this year, in particular at the party headquarters at 15 Wallace Johnson Street in Freetown, person able to convince me say then na people we na people I don't have to leave myself out because then yeah, of course I'll be seeing somewhat bias. You're not able to convince me say what we see happen at the party office June 29, where some people they try for tweet now with oversight. They don't even want to let anybody go public honor because yes, it actually exposed the party to trauma deep rooted in shame. You know what convinced me say wouldn't there so happening in the party? Key players in the party silent and then treating that with oversight. You know what tell me say the SLPP, the current SLPP, now one which we get more regard, more value attached to democracy past the APC. No, I definitely will argue this is not the case because here we are. They said the mandate of NEC get for expire that particular June. Okay, and the lower level elections will for unfold, will for take place first before ever the national delegate conference will take place. That lower level election still ongoing. So the only thing for happen for let the party get people I mean at the helm of affairs for don't be for let neck meet and decide whether they for extend the mandate of the current elected party officials then. That was the case. Dr. Adi not just grab and say, okay, well, I go and extend your mandate, extend the mandate of the one that I feel comfortable with in the party. He said, well, I first get for seek the consensus, that is a political term again, the consensus, the view, the concept of majority of decision makers in the party. So let we converge and see whether it is possible. In these circumstances, we say lower level elections is still ongoing, whether it is possible for let we extend the mandate. So the party not able to realize what we call leadership vacuum in the face of which you can hear about things like political upheaval. Dr. Adesela will meet. Now, before this meeting, somebody in the party use an influence for draw people. We already one name now way don't go so popular. so famous now when one Mohammed Kumar and called Don Paul and say don't die this Bentem. That Don Paul not a part of the executive, not a part of NEC. Don Paul, as you understand, in the work of aviation. So it be assigned at the airport. But Don Paul, now one person that would be sabi for the use of violence, they can drug and gear money, this and that go and attack political figures in the party. So they send out Don Paul for come and can hang for Dr. Harding at the party office. And before this happened, the planner said, well, we get for subdue Dr. Harding somehow. We get for turn and incapacitated if not able to kill him and give the party bad name. So how we get for do them? They went to work and keep fermented urine. You know, then pin buckets inside. Any one part they ready for peace. Now they go peace. They keep them for like days. It turn fermented completely. And you know the way urine turn fermented. You know, it is like acid. It is like petrol. It is burn where they will tamper you. So they keep down the back. They put the acid. They put the petrol. Anything on they had. I mean, just simply call it black solution liquid. Now they then keep for them. Put cement and all this way out the waste time. The way we waste time panam, it turn shocked, either it turn blind. The way it turn blind would apply physical violence on them. How? They give them Paul apart from that black solution liquid. They also give a chain. You know, that chain the way they can take for lock their container there. You know how heavy this one day? Like between 5 and 7 kgs. Don't pull me get on the back. When the Friday come, luckily you know can down. They wait that in the pan and they miss him. Now you take the chain for go hit the man back. Would I save him? Now Abu a driver, the resident minister not
Okay.
driver.
Let's stop you under. That portrait you under. As we talk about leadership in our here, the fundamental of the concern with people again at Salone, I must say this because all this right within the politics of SLPP, people seem to forget a very serious reservation about Mr. BOE leadership. A leadership, what you see, a leadership where they exist in soliloquy, in other words, in order to talk, now kind of more leadership. And all of these things and the way they narrate through now, you narrative, they take place under what the cities. But then at the same time, the man spent an ordinary amount of time being out of the country and not in Niger. So if you consider judgment and carried opinion, you actually believe, say, in your heart of heart, say, SLPP deserve another mandate from the people, and with all this kind of infractions of principles and way you don't articulate so. And when I ask you very shortly that with next year we don't talk, if SLPP stand the more high ground past APC. So in light of that, you think say SLPP will be able marshal argument for support then coming back to power for a second mandate, sir, with your honest assessment?
Well, this is not a political party. No, what will happen, it can still see changes. You understand? You know, Kutubu, bad beginnings usually make good endings. Where me and you begin for go school, class one. The first A will write something I want with the legs way be laying upside, you know. So, but with time, we begin for change. Okay, we all understand one huge advantage somebody to take now, one of the silence on the part of the president, not like a bad person, like a Christian, not somebody who don't serve the Holy Communion, especially at a popular primary school like the Holy Family in Pujan. We sabi a bit, but I don't want to go deep into that. But he's almost always silent. And as a leader, there are times where you get to come out and talk. Because when you talk, that alone able to usher in changes. But this person, when they do all of those things, they take advantage of silence on the part of the president. You know, but I believe we are talking about a political party. This not a one-man game, because when you say party, when you say committee, association, union, these are all collective nouns. With time, I believe, say, they get disciplinary committee in the party. They get some other powerful committees in the party. We get to prevail on the president for the talk on those things, because otherwise somebody will grab and use imposition in either the party and government for undermine and deliberately, as is the case with the ongoing scenario now in the party. For do with that attack at the party office, so we understand the VP, the BNM. I have to say this because the VP, like I started saying, it don't go extra over ambitious. A plan, you know, it want to be the next flag bearer. replacing His Excellency. The party constitution 941st. Yeah, you there as president. Before you turn president, you don't turn flag bearer. But at the end of your tenure, I mean, when we converge, when I meet in a national delegate conference, and somebody emerge for buy for that position of flag bearer of the party, and the person win you, automatically you know to president, and you know get for run any longer for represent the party as flag bearer. Now, so in this case, the BP is implementing that particular popular say on the part of Adebayo that say overtaking is allowed. Overtaking is allowed, but it comes with rules. When you're there on the motorway, you can't move somebody, they come. I mean, you get for change lanes if you are for that for overtake. You also get for indicate say I want for overtake. You also get to be patient because if you indicate yes you want for overtake, somebody they behind you they come 140 kilometers an hour and you they go 120, it can simply collide into you and there is problem. So you get to be a bit patient. But the BP is taking huge advantage of silence on the part of the president and the positions where the VP get now in the party. That position's too much. Mind you, recently they don't set up a committee, 5-man committee, when I committee on national safety and security.
Okay,
The VP,
fine.
na chairperson to
Mr.
that
Mansaray,
committee.
yeah, give me a second. Let me punctuate you. I think somebody want to ask you a question. Caller, who said you call from? What's your name? And you get about 3 minutes for this because this is just
Good
1
morning.
hour program.
Good afternoon, Brother Salone. This is Mohammed Mansaray again. I don't talk on Igbo, and I thank this savage, but I said it very much. Last time, I been bring up the question on the hospital. Which program is? Okay.
And you still on the line, sir?
Hospital. And it's the disaster we'll get. Why?
We sing,
We don't go
we not sing for the gets you. We don't know what's the problem from you any under. Then like I said, this program is just 1 hour, so we don't get that much time. I don't know if you don't know your question where Mr. Mansaray will ask because I want to take him to another part. Okay, I'm not sure say the caller Mr. Mansaray, I want to bring you in again. And then ask this question. So we see the ocean of confusion inside the party. It almost not become dismembered by the women's wing of the party. Because since in our party the trouble so good, touch all the apparatus inside the party. You get the Julius Mother Bio wing of the party, where incidentally I think say in Fatima they heard that. They get the other one we supposedly na the Salone for head with this kind of a division so and very mindful of the fact see this same division where they get na the party Nairek SLPP in 1967 where Kutubu Koroma and others where they retaliate against Albert Magai. We see this in 07. We see this in 2012. So with this kind of get effect on the party, especially a party where because it's divided now though, and the Englishman say divided we fall, united we stand. So waiting will be your approach to this, how they go able main fences, but be sure say you guys don't remain fragmented like this. Then after that, let the caller hold on for 1 minute. See if you will answer it very quick, they'll take a caller for you. Let the caller hold on for 1 minute, we'll come back. Yes, sir, Mr. Mansaray.
Well, Rick, okay. Hello?
Yeah, we'll wait for you. Answer, they'll take the call, yeah.
Well, regarding that separation or division in the women's wing, remember I'm not a woman, you understand? But I will therefore ask key players in the party for one question. Which one I decide, but then two sides them, working post elections for choose leader? Is it the JMB women's wing? Is it the national women's wing? If not the national women's wing, then I go like for all decision makers in the party for come for talk to party maybe or any other player for ensure serious the party don't get one women's wing. That is it. And that women's week for me, the one would appear at the National Delegate Conference. Yeah, that can be own advice.
Thank you. We still get the caller on the line before we proceed to the next one. Caller, you didn't line which I name, which I call from, and which I the issue we get.
This now for the call from the world.
Caller, you get for the audible, no, you get for the audible, so that we hear you, sir.
Yeah, sorry, I said this on for the call from Dubai.
Yes, sir. Which are the issue we get, sir?
Well, I'm concerned when me one raise now that there's a official who get I mean when I go try for bring up the issue at France now due to waiting people that they do in the country we not call for go suspend that woman when Pierce Mrs. Pierce and thing that we don't they go on way bad where they for talk about because to be honest then people they know what to call a leader again I mean other country they look like this topic on a part this very man I ain't go command in police for go kill in own driver back informer driver these people call a leaders all the thing they do now for only the bad thing then they do now the country and then sabi do.
Caller, I don't know if I can come in for save time. Hello?
Sorry?
Caller, there is no indication report don't come out when the latest one. Even Don Paul, you dey talk about Don Paul we die under police custody.
Yes.
A name na Mohammed Koroma. Na former driver to Dr. Arim. The guy talk I don't know if not true, na but claims he make. But Dr. Arim say not drive for him. That is one thing. Don Paul na swinger. Don Paul not been get education. Don Paul na person that with anybody in politics in Colombia sporting for go use.
Excuse me, sir. To be honest with you now, waiting we detect for now the line I am pass for tell the people and the truth.
Hey, but listen to me, they can for tell you the fact.
The fact of
what
the
happened? Let me tell you what happened.
Evidence I they listen to news and within and social media then pass anything. I they listen to news and that
forget about social media. Social media can lie also because
for the
people
very
don't have social media not the facts for they can broadcast anything.
Okay, I get another social media they went at a platform like this where interview the guy directly waiting if they do with the guy. I mean waiting if they do for any praise adding. They tell to the threat remarks we make say waiting lead to in depth so then why the president go fair now if this one I'm just a free swinger let we learn for say the truth una the leader and una don't deceive we in another country the life pass the truth una for talk like let's
okay my brother
to say the truth.
Listen to me okay what did Don Paul talk by the audio I really want to tell you now as I want to ask you as a genuine Swahilian.
I will look for her and fall down at the phone.
No, listen to me. Okay, answer me. Let's don't go emotional. I want you to let you tell me.
Mr. Mansaray?
Yeah.
We get another the man will forward that data on.
I don't want the people and you now woke. I don't want for come to people and tell them the truth. Nothing is
Kutubu. Okay, Kutubu, bring in another caller.
We don't get apart from two. But one of the leaders and today now I don't told the line.
You know, we get like
this is not an argument.
We get another caller on the line.
Not to you individually. I talk to the governance downwards from the president.
We get another caller on the line.
Please. Lie when I can't lie to people.
But this person has to know one. This person will go by emotional.
Mr. Mansaray and the caller, we not go afford this. We get other callers on the line. We don't go, you know.
Okay.
We not get time for this. We don't because it's like he needs to want you to defend them. So we go to the next caller. Caller. also the call form and waiting your name. Please, you get 3 minutes for state your case, please. Next caller, you on the line.
They call from the United States of America. First of all, I want to congratulate viewers, the Africa Network, for host this program. But there is a serious concern. One, the program therefore allow people where they call for participate, because the program is not only about the host, it's also about other people who want to contribute to the program. So you guest them for altercate with people them why spend time they run. That's one. Number two, I think say the last caller get a valid point. The validity of the points where they emphasize on is that there was an allegation from the particular man who died on pole. When he was leaving, he made a statement, and Dr. Harding also made a statement. But also there was a follow-up. I just try to tell you host, you guessed. There was a follow-up interview by 98.1, where interviewed both of them, both sides. He interviewed the late man and he also interviewed Dr. Harding. And the story was consistent that this guy was an employee of Dr. Harding. Even though Dr. Harding said he was not a formal employee, he said he be the helper, but he be the drive for him. Let's establish that, number one. Number two, that I don't know whether our guests don't see or review the advice of the Attorney General and Minister of Justice on the issue of an allegation of murder, where they break down into several components of the offense of incitement and the inflicting grievous bodily harm on Dompole, where lead to in death. The Attorney General and Minister of Justice, the office, put out a report to the police, say there is sufficient evidence. I want to guide me words. He said there is sufficient evidence showing that there was an incitement to commit an offense, and there was an infliction of serious bodily harm to the man. And he named Dr. Harding and also in security officer. So let us establish those facts. I think that you guys therefore admit where in party officials of in party fall short. And then we move forward as a nation by discussing solutions. But you cannot come into a platform like this and start telling lies, in a way so that your party looks good when people are listening and people are evaluating what your party officials, your party are doing. So let us have respect for the ordinary Sierra Leonean, because this program, as far as I know, is an independent program that gives platform to people to come here and convince other people why they should believe in their leadership. And I think, say, you guys and other people, when they come for the SLPP, they have a right to do that. That is guaranteed. That is permissible. But you cannot come and lie. That's not fair. You get a right for come and talk for your party. Where when I make mistakes, say, okay, this is the mistake. But you cannot sit there and say this man was a hoodlum. And where other party they don't pull statements, including the SLPP don't pull statement of condolence, saying that
the caller don't exceed the 3 minutes mark.
All right.
Caller, you don't exceed the 3 minutes mark. Like we say, we not come actually here for engage in the collegiate battle of the brains or the battle of wills. No, you come, you state your case. We know the act as a court of law now, so whether they lie, whether they do this, whether they do no. That's not what they do. So, Mr. Mansaray, you get about a minute or two for just rebut to that. Then we'll go to the next, because I can tell you, this program is done by 2 o'clock. So we get other areas we want to cover. You get anything for respond to that, sir? Very quickly.
Yes. Kutubu, first of all, I want to correct the caller. The caller, they talk about interview and radio station. The caller for draw a line of demarcation, long thick line of demarcation between interview and investigation. That is it. Now they interview them. Yeah, investigation don't take place. The results now that, first of all these allegations of shooting not take place. They don't fire anything. If it don't pull before they die, a thought is nobody no fire, not of the kind. That is it. Secondly, that statement will come out for say yes, incitement take place. That statement not come out from the office of the Attorney General. Also, it come out now the office of the DPP. waiting at DPP na Director of Public Prosecution. And by right, the person involved now with Dr. Harding now a state figure. Wouldn't it also happen? You know, for coming like matter of 2 hours, the kind of statements that you make are very, very implicating. You know, confer with the office of the Attorney General, you know, confer with the office of the President of the Kai come after the statement, which is very, very bad. Now, after this, they don't do investigation. First, the allegation that they fired the guy, they gone where the state security will be get where they with Dr. Adam. They gone to investigate them, investigate all the bullets where they inside the gun where they get one not missing at all. So you see that then a lie for say they shoot the guy. The whole thing is people want to see Dr. Harding implicated. Why? Because in politics, Kutubu, sabotage is the work. But sabotage not even work with like implication. Why? Because sabotage the only target effort. Like when the president tried for build good roads, people then they go for go pick the stones, then the grapples and this and that. Then they try for undermine the effort. That is sabotage. But implication, they target your reputation. Why? Anything will target your reputation, it create what you call public trust. That people then they go for go pick the stones, then this they go. But Dr. Harding not pass any mandate for letting fire anybody. Afterwards, video data to the effect. Why don't they play this video and listen and watch them through? That are the basic evidence.
Okay, all right, Mr. Mansaray, we don't get so much on this. Now I'm taking another direction. Social media are ripe with this suspend when they don't suspend the Auditor General, they don't suspend them, obviously. You know, you get different camps that we don't imagine. What is ALIEU look at from a nationalistic point of view? Because you said in Europe, and waiting whole Europe and the rule of law now whole Europe. So me always not believe say I not good in an advanced society. Outside the rule of law, they serve as an ethical foundation, a moral compass. But then, whilst we enjoy all that today, good governance, democracy, constitutional liberty, then are they supporting way wrong back home simply because I'm a party or I'm a leader. I want to give me you honest assessment of this way you don't take place, the suspension of the Auditor General almost at the time we for can present a report. So give your personal assessment of this, sir.
Well, I unfortunately I'm sorry to say this, Dr. Kutubu. Take a look at what you say right now. You say you are one-on-one with you say Vandi Mansaray one-on-one with Kutubu Koroma, SLPP infighting against Dr. Prince Harding. Now that we can discuss. Nothing for do with waiting because in the first place, before me they can't discuss that here, I must get for do a thorough research on that, get full insight into what waiting actually lead to the suspension of the Attorney General and the Auditor General, but not do that. So if I can answer any questions on that particular subject matter, I go end up disappointing your audience, and I don't believe it's appropriate for do that. So I go let we go because the time force where we get time allocation too short, 1 hour, and we can discuss infighting. Waiting to cause this one.
Okay, if now you position that, I don't get any choice but for respect the position.
I'm not really investigating, I mean, honestly.
Okay, I will take one more call, just one more call. Hopefully this person, because if you go over 3 minutes, this is the cut them off. I'll tell the station for cut them off. Then before that, because I get a major question for you. Caller, who said the call from which name? You get 3 minutes for lay case, please. Caller.
Mr. Kutubu, na the same I made for the again they call. Hello.
Caller, will wait for you. You get 3 minutes for lay case, sir.
Yeah, this is for the again. Now based on the same topic I call back, sir. Now we don't know certain people there, then a lie, then sabi for can defend. All waiting and they do, then they go frame talk. Even 98.1 don't confirm and say now I mean a bullet they move from the guy. Why or not they can't sit down here? They deceive on the host and some people away in their supporters. And why we can't say the truth for God's sake? What is so big to say the truth to the nation? If you've done wrong, you've done your wrong. Come out and say it. Say the truth. I think truth can solve your problem. That man, with all the killing where they do, I mean, at that country today, the president or any other person will ever say sorry to the nation. Then just don't give a damn. What did they take away for? We where they give them job. But I don't blame them. Now the sycophancy way too much. I'm sorry for my language. Way too much at the country. Saying I then two party no more. Then two thief people there. They don't come for the past years and they lie to people and they thief. I mean with money. Who's president we don't like reach this I mean current president? Who's president we don't thief past this current president? All you can sabi for do, I'm going for to clean the image of the country. What have you done? What have you achieved with all the fly with all the image where they play? You guys, I mean, do you think we are fools anymore? Please say the truth.
Thank you, caller.
We not say na lie. Na ain't wanna go practice with all una doctorate, una masters, they wanna get. Na lie. Thank you. 23 can tell it. Wanna go on with una lie there. Killing is enough. Right. Yeah. Wanna go on.
Okay, caller.
Right.
Thank you very much.
So
we don't hear you, sir.
Welcome.
Mr. Mansaray. Watching I do because we not get much time here. I want to give you 5-10 minutes. Let you sum up your case, which you actually be careful. Yes. Because like you be talking, you can't afford talk about the squabbles within our SLPP. But you know, one thing about journalism or one thing about we can at place here, not to the question the way you want that we ask you. No. If not that, we will forward that to you. You for be prepared for answer anything. Now make you can so not that we not tell what you want. We're not in that business. So since you can't afford about SLPP, get something for do with the governors of Salone. So it is in place for ask anything. Why is SLPP in power? Now make have been made that auditor general. But I mean, like you don't care for the furniture. Now what you I want to let you in the next 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes. We don't let you actually now state your case without any more interruption. Because after that I don't we can answer. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Now, you've been earlier on asked me whether society for actually continue for trust-free, given the kind of division in the party itself. Yes, we will emerge from this division to something of unity and move the country forward, provided players in the party, including them big man in the party, then elderly people in the party, some we don't go all the way Mecca, they don't go pray at the Holy Kaaba, provided the players will come together and say, hey, but this is not party. We all nobody know there will be past this party. Let we come and talk to sides that we try for effect chaos inside this party. And one part them nine at the VP, when Jude Jallo. We don't understand say Jude Jallo want to replace a boss. That make earlier tell you say don't go over ambitious. You know, in life, when you allow your ego as a human person for take the shape and size of a full moon, controlling that ego becomes very difficult to the extent you get for build the kind of ambition you're not able to interpret easily. That is the case with Duke Jallo. Duke Jallo want for me the next flag bearer because the party constitution allow him. Marabi will be a flag bearer before they run 2018. But at the end of his tenure, especially at the convention we get for take place now, according to the new timetable, the 22nd and 23rd of December this year, if Marabi somebody rise or contest the post of flag bearer to the party for the 2023 polls, and that person win, Madabio no will any longer be considered somebody for run for the party. That is it. And Jude Jallo one time. But Jude Jallo don't say Dr. Prince Harding in there with Madabio from 20, I don't know the year. In there with it defend the power, it defend the course of the new direction. And that is why he, Dr. Harding, form a formidable part of the creation of the process at the State House. But Jude Jallo, now a second person in command. Jude Jallo, where they choose Madabio as flag bearer, Madabio being get the right for use in discretion to choose somebody as running Mituram. And that automatically places Jude Jallo above Dr. Adi in the party. So Jude Jallo, they use these positions now, plus the new position we don't get when I like a backup to Ram. I tell you earlier on, say, they don't form a 5-man committee responsible for state security. The 5-man committee, the one who form part of Jude Jallo, the IG deputy, the Minister of Internal Affairs and deputy. Now they form this 5-man committee. Judah Jallo na chairman to the committee. Judah Jallo they also use a position for mandate people in both the police and other parts for three certain state matters with oversight. That's what we saw, for example, in the case of this scenario where happened at the party office on the 29th of June this year. Judah Jallo, they use positions, they mandate even the IG for treat everything with oversight, plus also the mandate some other people like Poka with embarrassing statements. That's what we saw from the DPP, like I tell you just now, when a director of public prosecution said that thing will happen, they don't see as incitement take place, they try to implicate Dr. Adin altogether. So Dr. Adin will fall prey to what we call public trust deficit. So with that, when they go to convention, delegates will decide against Dr. Adin, but this is not happening easily. So they are now using violence. And me, if we don't afraid right now, because if they get the mind for use what we call a black solution liquid, a liquid, a mixture of kerosene, of petrol, anything with the bomb, including cement. If they're able to use them for apply that to Dr. Adin, turn am blind. If they're able to use chain for hit him on his spinal cord, so it will turn unconscious and eventually become mentally and physically paralyzed, hence incapacitated. If they're able to do them, they miss them. The next thing, if we not go public on their actions in this party, the next thing therefore be for use the power, the money, and then drug somebody, take government motorcar and trust them to take care of that person for go effect within a first-degree felony inside societies like here. That act for jump inside a motorcar, look for inside Dr. Adin Day and hit her with a and turn unconscious. It is bad that those things are happening in the party, and it is bad that they are happening, that the president is not talking about them. It is bad that they are happening, that even with PR, we come to expect with PR in the first place for even talk on this. Because don't tell her one time, say, you, the foremost mandate where you get, neither for safeguard the image of the party. If we left Sudan, we allow the image of the party for run into tatters. Come 2023, the public not go trust we, then go vote we out. Then go begin for same power, chase them crazy bullet out of town. So the best thing for do now for overturn that, now for begin for talk on the divisions inside the party, decides the way wrong, decides the way they abet, waited on the fast become now the inferno in the party, decides the way they try for create them, we for come and condemn them. So at the convention we able come, we able work as one, and then after the convention we able work on we weaknesses them and take the country forward. You see? But I can tell you again, one person responsible, one person behind this violence in the party, Judah Jallo. They don't blend forces with Jimmy Bartolo Songa, and they don't see CCS. Dr. Adin again full control over delegate camps. Yes, we know CS when we go to the conference we get for deal with what you call SBS, secret ballot system. But let me tell you, if you check the north, the south, the east and the west, the one that way they make decisions, what we call delegate, they all rally around one man, when Dr. Adin. Why? Because they all the hala like me. Gomolo a gomogo. One good turn deserves another. Dr. Adin stand with the party, left the party. It did with ALIEU, all the attacks we target him. Before the conventions in October 2017, before the polls, Dr. Adin able to stand everything and stand and ensure say ALIEU don't become flag bearer and eventually be elected. So then they said, well, this kind of person not a person for take for subject to what you call crucifixion on the cross as premium. No, but Judah Jallo is acting without knowledge of what in Proverbs 26:26 said. He whosoever diggeth a pit shall fall in. The pit where the pit can get for falling out. Because look, ALIEU is the president. ALIEU is the national leader of the president. He is, is the national leader of the party. Judah Jallo is the VP in the country. He is also national deputy leader. The way they go on, they undermine the true credibility of the party. They also get for undermine the process at the State House. So it's like if Judah Jallo no says the action to undermine the process at State House. I think the right for them for use a medium like this for put him around. I know they cause him a big man. Now he's second in command in the country, but it is good for tell him say, hey, calm down. If you want to be president, if you want to be somebody, a flag bearer, you get for observe rules. Not like way Adebayo say overtaking is allowed. Now you get for there and they implement and say yes, it's allowed anyhow.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Masai. You don't lay the case properly now. We go back I mean, waiting will be reaction if you talk say the man will die, say he died of gunshot, now shoot and shoot him. You will be honest enough for actually admit that, sir. Say they shoot him because
Yes.
the medical report is out there.
First of all, then security they can take assigned to them big madam for guarantee their safety. Yeah. Now government can give them gun. Then gun where they can give them, they can put bullets them. The guns they get no bust them. The bullets they get no bust them. The bullets they not get any name like Dr. Prince Alex Harding written on them. No. They don't do investigation. They don't realize the bullets that will be there inside the particular rifle where this guy been get, where Amara been get, that particular bullet, they all they intact. No missing.
But una get any ballistic, una get a day. So you get that kind of a color because when they think happen and they go through that testing, so now somebody just opinion no more. How you look at you want accept say waiting they talk that true, where they don't get any ballistic evidence.
Okay, statements they come out bearing party logos here and there, bearing government logos. Yeah, we don't get statement, for example, we say yes, this guy in a stab, they stab him. Okay, we get another conflicting statement, we say yes, them through bullets, but the bullets not to the one way Amara been used by gun. No, the whole thing is people they try to associate Dr. Adam with so much evil in the party, and some they even recommend crucifixion on the cross for him, like not a possible for this party at all. So you see, that is the whole thing at work. But in our part, the video I don't tell you. Why they not play this video publicly? They almost see who side Dr. Harding pass a mandate to Amara, say, hey, go shoot that man, they shoot him. If they get this video, they not play this video. They will listen to it. Then they are responsible for the division. Then they are responsible for all this misinformation where they go on regarding what happened 29 June 2021 at the party office in particular.
Yeah, with that, suppose the authorities then get sufficient evidence. They get sufficient evidence for say, in fact, Dr. Harding a complicity in that. You go support any criminal indictment of him because me and you know nobody above the law.
Kutubu, you say suppose. When you use the word suppose, you are using a conditional clause. Now, what if I say suppose that evidence is again? Because
after investigations, after investigations, then credible evidence exists. You say a complicit. I mean, I get for talk in terms and if evidence exists. So my question to you was, you will be opposed to any indictment of him if evidence exists?
No, I'm not going to be opposed to him. But what me want to let you know also, this did happen June 29 this year. June, July, August, September, October, November. How many months now? How long this investigation will take place? If na bullet they see inside somebody, when they put the bullet, they don't investigate this bullet. Waiting up in the findings of this investigation. Why make it not go public? You see, they not see any clue of any evidence against Dr. Adi. But the point is, then they try for invent story for discredit the man. That is what is going on.
You said no go sit down there. You said no go sit down there. You absorb the man like that. No, you cannot do that. You know, sit down there. You absorb the man. Why you they condemn him? So me believe say the logical way for look at it. Let we put in the faith in the law. Let the law take in course. Because you don't consider now you talk with any degree of certainty for absorb the man. I mean, in a situation like this, everybody is suspect until the evidence come, we go exonerate. But in the meantime, he remains a suspect. So for that possibility.
When the evidence get for come out, five months on, when? Like I said to you, the VP, we don't build one big ambition now for replace a boss as flag bearer to the party. That VP day. Now, in a chairperson now to that committee where they set on national security and safety. Yeah, it did it. Sophia, when at the IG, it did it. Sophia, deputy did it. The internal affairs minister did it. The deputy did it. Yeah, and that were they all under the command of the chairman, one of the VP. A big pass them all, a get rank pass them all. So there is fair. It can easily use influence and power in government and party for ensure sayers people them the one that will forget a mandate for go investigate this whole here, don't treat the whole affair with oversight. That is what is going on, and that is why it has taken a very, very long time. I mean, for get any clue of what actually happened. Then get the fact them. They know say Dr. Harding not in order for you for implicator, but then they turn to the use of invented stories now for associating this man with evil.
So, Mr. Mansari, we get about 10 minutes. In your very honest opinion, again, I will ask this question again. Hopefully, that will be your last question we'll ask. You actually believe, say, looking at things, the logic of lawlessness in the country, the sheer, criminal violence in the place, people they just they run amok, nobody not seem for the in charge because, like we see on the part of Mr. Bio, he doesn't seem for the in charge of the country. So people they do. So you actually believe, say, SLPP gets the moral high ground for condemn APC for violence and lawlessness. That would be your last comment, sir.
Well, what did they go on inside the country, like inside party? This na internal business, you understand? It's like intra-party business. I don't believe say this na national issue for us. We don't see any party member inside the country around the past and sort of past mandate to level use violence in the country. We see this behind them. Samura Kamara, for example, people that they be an president of the kind, it don't turn so recalcitrant to authority in the country, not to SFP man do that. Now APC man, the time we were in opposition in the first place, we are very, very law abiding. We showed regard for the rule of law under Koroma for 11 good years, and it's all because we now people are patient. We believe say not like when you go in opposition, you get for use violence for come back to power. No, you get for sort of get to work and say explore all possibilities, including mechanism for use for sway the masses, the voting populace in the country against incumbent political party. That is what we did. But then on the drum, from when we come to power in the first place, Kamara not even want to recognize Mada's leadership. No. You like a living witness for say from when Madabio win. Kamara no one day call say, hey Madabio, congratulations. I call you for concede defeat. This now this thing that way for mark the start of a genuine reconciliation in society. This no one day happen. So when it comes to national insecurity and stuff, now I think that the APC more they try to create scenarios for do with violence in the country. And they do them out of the kind of emotion, emotion we then get in the face of defeat in the polls in 2018. That is really bad. We're not going to continue the same direction. APC for no say the country not of one side. The country belongs to all political parties. Any political party can emerge as winner. And the political party win, what we for do, we for call, congratulate, and move on. That's what they have not done.
Well, Mr. Masai, I get for thank you for coming. And as you say goodbye now, I just want to let you just say yes or no. This not to name the we associated with SLPP. Think say that it really now one that way actually they help on do SLPP pauper. And so the pauperism don't get translated into criminal violence, lawlessness, and all that thing. I just want to tell me if you don't believe say that pauper actually in the wrong counter to the SLPP who some of we know in the 60s. You not think so?
Well, the true translation of pauper in the first place that in any case, anyhow this get for happen. With the pauper, we begin for use them for say yes, anyhow Madabio get for be president. Why? Because we believe in what Madabio do back in 1996. Salone day in the midst of turmoil, now only able to say, oh well, are they power, but what me want here? Now long lasting peace. And if we don't can realize this, Pastor step aside before the peace they come, then again. So not a violent person. If you tell me say that person will not talk too much, if you tell me say that person will silent, okay, I will agree because that is the case. We always hear. But then that has to do with your personality. Not to every leader get for the talk all the time. No, not a violent person. I don't agree with any person today on that. Violent, not of the kind. I also say the use of power, na that na they come with violence in the society. No.
All right. So with that, I want to thank you very much on behalf of my colleagues them and the viewers. It's been a pleasure having you. We'll say thank you for your time where you take for come. And then perhaps at another point in time, sort of we can, because you don't make a lot of allegations, because everything we talk about, you the jalo now allegations, so until we another person who can perspective. But until then, it's been a pleasure. You have a very pleasant day, sir. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you very much, Kutubu. It was great having you here tonight. Yeah.